¿Necesitas merch oficial de tus bandas favoritas? Entonces entra a House of Gods. Con cada compra que hagas en este sitio apoyás directo a las bandas y aportás para mejorar la calidad de vida de muchos animales sin hogar de América Latina, debido a sus donaciones periódicas a diferentes organizaciones de rescate y esterilización animal. House of Gods, envíos a toda Latinoamérica.
How are you, Eric? How are you today?
I'm good, Lucas. I'm good. I'm getting prepared for leaving for the tour.
Good, good.
Yeah.
This is an honor for me, really, because I'm a big fan of WATAIN. WATAIN is my favorite black metal band, so thanks for your time and thanks for being here.
Of course, man. Of course. It's great to do it.
I want to start with this, with maybe a typical question and quiet question, that is, how the band was born and what does the name WATAIN mean? What is WATAIN?
Exactly. So we were born, I guess you could say, in 1998, and at 1998 we were around 16 and 17 years old, young kids. And we were always searching for the most like extreme kind of music, like extreme, like underground, like obscure black metal stuff, that was like far away from the mainstream. Because around this time, there were a lot of like Cradle of Filth were getting very big, Demon Borgir were getting really big, and we hated all this shit. We didn't like it. We always searched for like the most raw and extreme kind of bands,
Yeah.
So we had one of our favorite bands from this time was a band called VON, VON, and they only had like this one demo, and we worshipped this demo. We thought it was like the best, most like the best piece of black metal that we had come across in a long time. And one of their songs was called WATAIN. One of their songs, and in the demo there was also the lyrics for all the songs, and we were reading this lyric for the song WATAIN, and we thought it must be like the perfect word to have for a band, because the lyric is fantastic. You should check it out. It's a very cool lyric, and just everything was leading us to this name, So then we took it, and here we are 25 years later.
Good, man. Good. And talking about the creative process and writing, is difficult for you get inspiration to write lyrics for WATAIN, or is something easy for you at this point?
I think it's never a problem to have the inspiration. I can always, I write almost every day something, lyrics or some poems or some ideas or whatever. I'm very used to writing, and I always have a kind of, inspiration to write. But what I think is more like hard when it comes to writing lyrics is maybe the language, and to really be able to write. I think that writing is a very it's much more complicated form of craftsmanship to write than, for example, to play guitar. I think if you want to write a really good lyric, you really need to be a good writer. You really need to know how to communicate with the written words, So for me, I mean, personally, I love it, and I think I have become after doing this for a long time, I think I've become a pretty good lyric writer, actually. But I have a great respect for this form of art, you know, for writing lyrics, and I think I will always feel some kind of barrier, you know, when it comes to writing. I think it will always be a little bit hard, you know, to actually sit down and write.
Good. And what does the cover and title of The Agony and Ecstasy of WATAIN represent? I mean, is there a common thread between these two things and the lyrics of the album?
Yes, I would say it is. The cover of the album, which I made myself this time, with the help of a friend from Indonesia who did this red logo, and in the background is a kind of collage that I did myself, and the idea was that the cover would represent the title in the simple way that on each side of the cover you have like two columns, two pillars, you know, like in a temple.
Yeah.
And one pillar represents agony and the other represents ecstasy, because they are kind of opposites to one another, you know.
Yeah.
And in between the two pillars you have this kind of demonic, kind of infernal storm, kind of like a black vomit or something, you know, like just chaos.
Yeah.
And for me, the meeting of agony and ecstasy results in this kind of friction, this kind of explosion, like a magical charge. And that is what you see on the cover. You see this kind of demonic things that are storming between the two pillars, and out from this chaos, the WATAIN logo comes out in red, and it's in the front, you know. It's kind of like if WATAIN is born out of this chaos, out of this kind of demonic storm. And that is the basic idea of the cover and the title.
Perfect. I want to ask you about your beliefs. I mean, the Satanism and the anti-Christianism is something that surrounds the WATAIN's world. I mean, it's there at the sea of all. What place occupies the Satanism in your life today? Do you consider yourself a follower of Satan or something like that, or what is your philosophy over WATAIN?
I think that Satanism has taught me to become who I am today. You know, it is the path of the one that challenges the norm, or the kind of this kind of shell, or this kind of prison that we are all born into. You know, that prison can be a family, it can be a society, it can be just the world at large, or any kind of system, you know. But to break free of that and to find yourself, and to kind of elevate yourself above this sea of human beings that are just not asking any questions, or, you know, just following the same path as everyone else. To break free of that, I think Satanism has been an extremely important tool for me to kind of find my own way, and be fearless, you know, to go where people usually don't go, and to be able to just light your own torch and head out into the darkness and see what is there, you know. Discover it for yourself. Don't let anyone else tell you how to do it. You have to do it yourself, you know. And I think this and that's one of the most important roles that Satanism has played to me in my life, and that is still a very much an active and ongoing thing, you know. Then I also think that I have always been in search for a language to describe my experience of the world, and my experience of life, and you know, the way that I approach it. And I have found that in the satanic tradition there is symbology, and there are archetypes that are very closely related to how I have personally always perceived things, you know. So I've found in that tradition a way, a system through which to communicate with that reality, and to be able to explore it further, you know, because I think there is much more to life than what we see, you know, when we are born and when we grow up, you know. I think you have to, I think most people need I think it's very good to have a system to approach the unapproachable, you know. You need to you need to be pretty specific when you do that, and for me, Satanism has been the best way in that sense.
Good. To be honest, I'm very ignorant about this, but I found all the rituals that WATAIN performs on the stage very curious and very interesting. I want to ask you, what are these rituals for? I mean, it's to purify the place, or what is the purpose of these rituals?
Well, it's something that is quite personal to me, and what I do on stage is more for myself than for anyone else, I think. I find it a very I find the stage as a place that is filled with an energy and with a force, and I want to use this force, and I want to communicate with this force, and I want to make it stronger. And a lot of the ceremonial work that we do on stage is designed to do exactly that, you know. But in general, I think you should not approach a WATAIN concert as a ritual, that you are watching a ritual or something like that. I think this is a mistake that a lot of people have, you know, just taken for granted or something. I don't really know where this idea comes from, because the WATAIN concert is not a ritual. I think it's strange when people talk about concerts in general as rituals, because they are not. A ritual is something else, you know. But I believe that the WATAIN concert is a form of ceremony, and this ceremony is designed to praise the gods, and to have a fire lit in honor of the things that we believe in, you know, and to make it like a very powerful moment in our lives and in other people's lives as well. We are gathering around the fire, we are gathering around loud music that is performed with a heartful intent and with passion, and with you know, a deliberate sense of glorification of things that are in this world not often glorified, you know. I see it more like that, you know. It's what a WATAIN concert is a grand celebration of all the things that we believe in, you know. And some parts of that ceremony have perhaps, you know, ritualistic ingredients, but I think it's better to view the concert as a kind of grand ceremony that we can all take part of, regardless of what we believe in, you know. Because if you are standing in that crowd and you don't understand what is going on stage, then you are looking at it in the wrong way. I think you should just feel what is going on, and you should use that in the way that you want to use it, you know. If you feel that there is something powerful going on, yeah, well, then go with it, you know, and just don't think so much. That's the way. I think a WATAIN show should be approached with you know, abandoning the senses and just going into it, you know.
Okay. unfortunately, we have just 15 minutes to make this interview.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I make
I-
very long replies sometimes. I'm sorry for that.
Yeah, I have a lot of questions for you, man, but unfortunately we had just this time. So I want to finish this with another question about the album. That is, how were and in how long were the videos for the songs The Howling and We Remain made?
How long it took to make them?
Yes.
I think the video for The Howling was recorded in, like, how long is the song? Maybe 6 minutes. And I think the recording took maybe 1 hour.
And where was in Sweden?
Yeah, we recorded it in the place where we rehearse. Yeah, exactly. It's in our rehearsal room. And we were just performing the song over and over again. And we had a friend who was filming it, and that's it, you know. But we Remain is a different story because it's a much more epic video, and it was filmed for, I think there is material in that video that was filmed like 10 years ago, and since then we have been filming a lot. So it's the video for We Remain is much more like historical in that way.
Good. Okay, Erik, we reached the end. For me, it was an honor. Thanks for your time, and I wish you a lot of success in this upcoming tour in Latin America. I see you soon in Argentina.
Thank you so much, Lucas. I appreciate talking to you, and I hope to see you at the show.
Yeah, man.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Great. Cheers. Bye.